Pretty nasty windstorm. This tree just kind of took care of itself for me, I guess. So that's one tree I don't have to try and take down.
Hi, I'm Kyle, and my dream is to turn these 5 acres of raw forest into a livable home, one project at a time. This is the Little Five.
Okay, so today we're out here in the woods and we're exploring a little bit and seeing what kind of stuff is out here. I already found some scat, which don't like that, but you know, that's why we got bear spray. You know, safety first. Safety first, then teamwork. I found this huge, old, dead growth cedar. This is my giant tree. I think at one point in time there was a bear living near here, maybe inside that, but yeah, my neighbor caught it on a trail cam. It was a black bear. Bear spray is important. Really thick. I mean, in the summertime right now, there's a lot of overgrowth. A lot of overgrowth. A lot of forest to trudge through. A lot of spider webs, which is super fun, but you know, I grew up hiking and exploring in the woods, so it's nothing I'm not used to. It's really peaceful out here. This giant tree fell over probably a few years ago. It's this whole tree here came down in probably a storm, but yeah, this has been down for a few years now, it looks like. So before you buy the land that you want to build on, this is why it's so very important to actually walk the land first and see what's on that piece of property before you buy it. Because before I bought this property, I didn't know that there was this, it's dry now, but in the wintertime, pond that is deemed a critical area. What is a critical area? A critical area can be a wetland, a flood zone, a slope, a pond, anything that the house cannot or should not be near. How do we determine a wetland? So, in my case, this was deemed as a wetland. Despite being completely dry right now, in the wintertime it fills up with water because it's the lowest point on the property. And all this skunk cabbage around me is the reason being why this was deemed as wetlands. This skunk cabbage, at least in the state of Washington, is protected. So what is skunk cabbage? That's skunk cabbage. So is that. So this plant right here is the skunk cabbage. And you can see this looks like a marsh right now. That's just mud. It's all dry. It's just the lowest point on the property. Can't really touch it. It's deemed a protected wetland by the county, by the state, so it smells horrible. Well, I hope you're happy. Do you have any idea how much money you've cost me? So what happens if your property has a critical area on it? The county, at least where I'm at, will deem a certain amount of feet away from that critical area that you have to stay that distance away from. You cannot get within a certain amount of feet within the critical area zone. So they will create a buffer around it, which is about 100, 110, 120 feet in my county. And you are not allowed to build within that buffer, right? So in my case, it's 110 feet, and I have to stay away from this critical area zone if I want to build because of that guy right there, skunk cabbage.
Come this way. Are you at 100?
No.
Okay, let it go. Okay, about there.
You're at 88.
You know, when these things were first came out, they had steel. Oh man, those things pinched and broke, and just fiberglass is the way to go.
Okay. A lot of work has been done. A lot of work. So, a lot of trees have been cleared. A lot of the dirt has been pushed around and moved. It looks way different. So, go up here. You can see where the house is gonna go. They're gonna move all this dirt around here. They'll move all that way, level it out. There's the pond there through those trees. There's all the trees that they took down that are gonna go to the mill. It smells amazing. Fresh wood. And then all these woods here, these are all my woods. Goes back in there for another 4 acres. So, pretty cool. This is probably where, right about here, probably be my bedroom. Right here, next to this big tractor, big excavator. Yep, bedroom right there. So, and backyard, not really excavators in the way, but this backyard. So right now it's a giant hill, just goes into a ravine, but this is all gonna be backyard right here. Probably put a fire pit right there. So, house will go right there. And well, there's a lot of work that's been done, a lot of work that still needs to get done, but until next time, I'll see you back here on the Little 5.